5 things the market got wrong about China's stimulus package. The approach is more like a marathon than a sprint, focused on making the country's economic framework more durable and resilient. China's latest fiscal stimulus package aimed to address the problems of the country's local government debt, health of balance sheet, and lay the foundation for sustainable growth. But the market reaction, from a sharp drop in the renminbi exchange rate to a slump in Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, suggests that strong doubts linger over whether this 10 trillion renminbi or $1.4 trillion plan goes far enough. The skepticism is widespread. A closer look, however, reveals 5 key misconceptions about what China is really trying to achieve here. The package is too small. The most common critique is the planned local government debt restructuring doesn't make a big enough splash to jolt the economy. It allows local government to issue 9 trillion renminbi in additional special bonds over 3 years to replace implicit off-balance sheet debt. They also will be able to issue another 4 trillion renminbi in tranches over 5 years. The skeptical view overlooks the bigger picture. This package isn't a one-off cash injection but part of a coordinated long-term restructuring. Combined with further planned special bond issuance planned for 2025 and an expected increase in the fiscal deficit, it is also a substantial stimulus. Debt replacement is just a technical fix. Some skeptics see the debt swap as little more than an exercise in balance sheet reshuffling, with no real impact on spending. But by converting implicit debt into explicit interest-bearing bonds, the government is doing more than bookkeeping. This shift gives local government some badly needed breathing room after being told to eliminate implicit debt. Additionally, I estimate the debt restructuring could save 600 billion renminbi in interest costs over the same period. For years, local government had to squeeze their budgets, generating fiscal surpluses just to keep implicit debt at bay. Now they can allocate more resources toward development and essential services. This added fiscal space isn't just theoretical. It is expected to boost demand by about 1% of GDP annually for the next 5 years. Far from a mere technical fix, this deficit is about channeling resources back into the economy. It only helps the government, not businesses or households. Another concern is that the package only addresses government debt issue, leaving business and household on the sidelines. Yet local government financial constraints have hit both these groups significantly. Years of tight budgets have led to cuts in public investment and social services, payment delays for infrastructure projects, and even deferred salaries. With local government now under less fiscal strain, they can finally catch up on outstanding payment and resume procurement. The package focuses on investment, not consumption. There's also perception that China's stimulus is overly weighted toward infrastructure investment projects. However, this package frees up funds for public services, education, healthcare, and other areas that support consumer demand. Looking forward, the planned expansion of the fiscal deficit in 2025 could create more space for consumer initiatives such as subsidies for buying appliances and car trade-ins. There's nothing in it for 2024. Some argue that this package focus is too long-term and lacks measures to boost growth in 2024. However, the government has several channels for funding this year. Remaining special bond quotas, local government bonds, and untapped debt swaps could all pump money into infrastructure projects, public payroll, and overdue payments. Additionally, reserves from sources such as profit from state-owned enterprise and budget stabilization fund provide a solid backstop to reinforce demand this year. The broader picture is that China's fiscal package isn't aiming for quick headline-grabbing results. By focusing on debt restructuring, bolstering local government, and carefully opening the door for targeted spending, this package is setting the stage for sustainable recovery. And what truly makes this package distinctive is its flexibility. Policymakers have left room to scale up or adjust the measure if needed. For instance, if consumer confidence needs a further boost, China could look at boosting public sector salaries, injecting funds directly into households, or increasing transfer payment to low-income families. While Western stimulus packages often prioritize immediate boosts, China's approach is more like a marathon than a sprint. If managed well, this path can help China make its economic framework more durable and resilient in the longer term.